Right, welcome back everybody. Let's get into our regulars now, and we'll start off with the trending topics of the morning. Pitso Mosimane. I mean, this is the big talking point, and we saw it yesterday, and nobody was happy with this. Well, I suppose nobody from Al Ahly and the supporters there not happy. He's done an absolutely amazing job with the team, and they say they agreed to part ways. Al Ahly and Pitso Mosimane reached an agreement to part ways, and this is according to the club's president. They held a meeting with the chairman of Al Ahly and the club's board members and everybody, basically a massive meeting, and the planning committee members to discuss Mosimane's future with the club. And during the meeting, they all decided that he should continue his mission with Al Ahly as a result of his achievements. However, during that same meeting, Mosimane requested to leave, and he said that he's satisfied with his achievements that he's managed to accomplish at the club. So yeah, Pitso Mosimane out of Al Ahly.
He certainly is. Not too much of a surprise, I think. For those who've been watching this closely, the writing seemed to have been on the wall somewhat, but he's had a fantastic tenure at the club. And the question is, where to now for Pitso? I mean, he's done just about everything there is to be done at African club football. So it's going to be interesting to see where to for him from here. And along with Pitso was also training Percy Tau, because Percy went to Al Ahly, and you would know Moira Tahale, who is Pitso and Percy's manager. She was here the other day, and people are saying, well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to Percy Tau now at Al Ahly, now that Pitso is not there.
Wow, yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see. But yeah, it was nice having her in here, and I'm sure, as we were speculating a little bit, I'm wondering if she knew what was coming that day.
I think she knew.
Absolutely.
They knew.
When she said, when we asked about this meeting, and no, it's normal that they have meetings, but yeah, I suppose were we told that this was the meeting where he was going to part ways.
Yeah, I think it was a matter of, actually getting the official word on the table, but I think they knew.
All right, so there we go. Pitso Mosimane, a real treasure, but leaving the Al Ahly. So let's see where he goes next. Judge Maumela. I mean, look, if we had to look at everybody trending, anyone and everyone who's involved in the Senza Meyiwa trial is trending. Judge Maumela just happened to be right up there. I mean, Advocate Tefo, Advocate Msholozo, everybody that is involved in this particular trial is trending. And I mean, it was a big day yesterday, to and fro, and you just got to see a lot of things happening in that trial and what's happening between the different advocates, the judge, and this is all about the 5 men accused of the murder of Senza Meyiwa. And they basically are going to continue today talking about postponing this until September, but the defense for 4 of them, and that of course is Advocate Tefo, has raised objections to a lengthy postponement, saying that it's not in the interest of the accused, because here they want this to carry on.
They do, but I think yesterday in particular, the exchanges between Judge Maumela and Advocate Tefo, that was a movie.
The word fight.
It was a movie.
Imagine an advocate telling the judge, withdraw the word.
Yes, it was.
But there has been a very interesting relationship and kind of to and fro between Advocate Tefo and Judge Maumela from the beginning, watching them. He hasn't been happy with Advocate Tefo from what we're seeing. Just
because I think Advocate Tefo brings some form of unconventional, presentation to the court.
Yeah.
And at points the judge just not having it, but interesting all the same.
Very much so. I mean, if you have to pull out a highlight tape of some of the things that have gone on in the courtroom and Judge Maumela's reaction to them, whether it be Advocate Tefo swearing in the courtroom, trying to explain what's going on and dropping a word, or just standing up and walking out of the court while it's on, and the judge saying, listen, can you please just, tell me if you're leaving. You can't just leave in the middle of it. Or the things that he's been saying, the angles and the directions that he takes things in. I think, Judge Maumela is watching this and I'm not sure he's liking what he's seeing happening in the courtroom.
Yeah, Advocate Tefo even managed to squeeze in Pala Pala Farm.
He did. Did you see that on that Sunday where it happened?
I wouldn't have known it's a Sunday had Julius Malema not spoken about the break-in on the president's farm, Pala Pala Farm.
Yeah. So this has become more than the
fun
trial.
and games.
There's lots of characters that are creating a life of
Would
their
be so
own.
funny if it wasn't so serious.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for putting that in and I suppose ending off. But we'll see what happens again today, talking for the postponement. All right. Afriforum up next.
Afriforum is trending for two reasons. I think the one is the closing arguments in that case between EFF and Afriforum. That's a case involving hate speech. And so that particular one, but also, and I think more interestingly at the moment, Afriforum talking about patrolling borders.
Yes.
And this is something that many people have already come out and said we support this 100%. And then hopefully this is something that we'll be able to speak to in the next hour.
Yeah, hopefully, because this is really interesting. Just to take it a little further, just to give you a bit more meat on it. So just from a little, I think they put this out on social media, Afriforum, saying, Afriforum has launched a new project to help secure South Africa's borders. The Border Guard initiative was started after the poor border control between South Africa and Zimbabwe was exposed in the documentary film Open Borders. Afriforum's Neighborhood Watch members are helping in the area to keep the community safe, and they say that the first action of the initiative is the donation of 2 sniffer dogs to Afriforum's Musina Neighborhood Watch. Both dogs, Duke and Haley by the way, have been trained to cut, and Duke is specifically trained to snuff out guns and drugs. So you'll find out more about that, but that is what it's about. And as Sakina said, hopefully we'll chat more about it.
Well, here's a tweet by someone calling themselves Attorney General who says, Afriforum shows the Minister of Home Affairs how to guard borders. You employ canines, which cannot be bribed by Zimbabweans. Not me, that's Attorney General.
Okay, yeah, that's a tweet, just in case. All right, final, DStv. So DStv, I mean, trending for lots of reasons, but I also just think people are, I'm not sure.
People are tired of paying.
They're tired of paying too much money.
The fees,
One tweet that just stands out every time you look at it: the day we find platforms to watch football, DStv will become music stores overnight. That's from Nafa RSA.
And that is true.
Yeah.
Most people who would still have the full bouquets have a reason for it, and mostly it is for sport and in some instances for news. But other than that, you know, people have been viewing stuff on other platforms. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how they evolve
and manage this, because I mean, when you look at the competitors out there and what you're getting for the money that you're paying elsewhere and the content you get compared to, and sports is the clincher when it comes to DStv, but even they are admitting their premium subscriber base is just dropping more and more and more. So it's a big conversation. DStv, multi-choice, both trending at this point.
Indeed. So that takes care of our trending topics this morning. Let's take a quick look at our question of the day, and this is what we're asking you about tomorrow. Yeah, you may kind of feel it's deja vu at that picture, but trust and believe it's a new question. So, National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula has denied a request by the UDM and ATM for parliamentary action to be taken against President Cyril Ramaphosa over the Pala Pala farm developments. So what are your thoughts about that? This is now Parliament, and Parliament saying, actually, the two parties haven't made a strong enough case. We're not going to take this any further.
I'm stuck on the word. Did you really just say the question we're asking you tomorrow?
No. I said you may think it's deja vu.
Exactly.
But it isn't, because I think we had that picture yesterday.
So similar.
It's
I'm
not the same picture.
Every day it's the same story and a different angle. So this could be your question. The same picture tomorrow and different.
No, we'll promise to use a different picture tomorrow.
Oh my God. Anyway, there you go. There's your question of the day. All right. So after the break, June is gay, bisexual, transgender, queer and intersex Pride Month, and we're going to be talking about this. So we are going to be talking to Malusi Simelane, the human rights defender with the South Africa Litigation Centre, standing by to have a conversation with us. So don't go away, that's up after the break.